You guys heard of the story of the Tower of Babel? How back in the day these people came together and to build a tower to ascend to heaven, right? And the guy came down and said, he didn't like how they was building a tower, so him and his angels came down here and they changed everybody's language so that they couldn't build the tower. Well, that wasn't just the story, right? There's more to it. So in the book of Jasher, it gives you more details about what fully transpired. So allow me to break down, give you more information about what happened. So during this time, it was a king named Nimrod. He was running things at this time. He had some weight around him, right? People did what he said to do. He made these four other families, I call them families, but they know four other villages, four other tribes, what have you. Cush, Canaan, Mizraim, and Phut. They all came together to become one language with this one idea to go into heaven, to build the tower, right? 600,000 men, one language. At the time, they all had one language. So they started to come together and they put together 3 missions. One agenda, 3 missions though. We're going to send it to heaven and fight against him, fight against God. So the other part of the mission was we're going to send it to heaven and we're going to put in place our gods, our idols, so we can serve them. They wanted to go into heaven and put in place their idols. Crazy, so they could serve them. The third part of the mission was we wanted to send it to heaven and shoot him with arrows and spears. That's what they wanted to do. That was the 3 missions. That was 3 objectives. Go into heaven, fight him, shoot him with arrows and spears, and put in place our idols so we could serve them. Right? So they was working on this mission, building this tower, days in, day out for some years. Day in, day out. Day in, day out. When the brick fell, right? When the brick fell from the tower, people would moan, people would cry. Oh man, they would complain because a brick fell. It would slow down their progress. But when a man fell from the tower, they kept it pushing. They didn't stop. They didn't look at it. They didn't move his body. They kept it pushing, right? So some years and some days went by, right? So they get certain high up, they start shooting arrows and spears into heaven. So God said, I'm going to give them a strong delusion so I could destroy them, right? The strong delusion was when the arrows came back down, it had blood on them. So they was like, oh yeah, we destroyed them. We done killed them. We done did part of our mission, right? So they still building. So then God and 70 of his angels that was in front of him, God said, look, we want to go down here and descend down here to earth. We're going to confuse their language. They all ain't going to understand each other. So when God came down there and confused them, they couldn't understand one another, right? So these 3 people, the specific 3 people who said they were going to ascend into heaven, fight him, shoot him with spears, they all got punished according to their actions, right? But people that said we would ascend into heaven and serve our gods and put our own idols in place, they became like apes and elephants. God made them become like apes and elephants. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't want to expound because I don't want to add to the Bible. That's what it says. They became like apes and elephants. The people that said we would smite him with arrows and spears, God killed them. God killed them because they was so confused about the language. So when somebody come up there and hand them a brick, because that's the last thing they remember doing, hand them a brick, the ones who grab the brick were like, what's this brick for? And they just throw it. So they throw it over off the tower, and the brick come down, kill people. They start killing each other. So the third group of people who said we would ascend into heaven and fight against him, God just scattered them. God just scattered them like across the world, across the earth. The remaining people who were just standing by, making bricks or whatever, they was like, okay, they realized their evil ways, but they just abandoned the tower. They just left the tower completely, but they became scattered as well. So Now it's this big old tower that's still remaining, right? So then the first part of the tower, the earth swallowed up. Like if it's the bottom, the earth swallowed up like a third part of that tower. Boom, swallowed it. The second part of the tower, I'm guessing, was the top. The top was hellfire came down from heaven, burned it, destroyed it. So only remained the third part, I'm guessing, which is the middle. So the middle is just sitting there to this very day. Man, that's crazy, right? So you finally hear the story of the Tower of Babel, you realize these people came together to kill God. These people came together to kill God and to serve their own idols. Humans, boy, crazy, crazy.